Well, welcome back to the shop, everyone. On this episode of Scrolling Through Monday, which is a little bit late, I'm going to take a regular piece of wood straight off of the tree. This was off of a tulip poplar that fell here on our property, and I've made one item from this branch before, and I thought I would do an Easter themed piece today using this raw piece of wood. So stick around, I'll show you what I'm going to make and how I make it. Alright, so I know this is Scrolling Through Monday, but we are going to use my bandsaw and the scroll saw as well. The first thing I'm going to do is cut this raw piece of limb to length. There's a knot right here, and I'm going to cut just a little bit past that, probably about 6.5 inches long. So now we have our piece. It's kind of spalted, I guess, on there. It's kind of oblong, not oval. It's around, it's oval. So probably going to, some of you probably already know what I'm going to do with this, but all right, this is going to be the front of our piece, so this will be the bottom. So the first thing I need to do is cut this off flat right on this edge here. So now that I've cut into this, it looks like there is some bugs that were in this tree. So it's probably going to have some spalting. This might mess us up, but we'll see. So now we have a flat bottom. And the next thing I'm going to do is cut in and back out into what we're calling the face. Okay, I've got that cut out, you can see. So this will sit like this, of course. All right, so the next thing we need to do is cut a straight line just behind this cutout area right here. And we're gonna make a cut, and then I'm gonna make a thinner cut and a second cut. So we have the thinner piece, the thicker straight flat piece, and the front piece. And this is where the scroll saw is going to come in. We're going to move over to it, and we're going to do some scrolling on all three of these pieces here. All right, I know this is a little bit different angle. I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want to cut this and cut around the perimeter of this opening. I've drawn a small scene in here, and I've drilled a hole so I can cut out this little circle right here, and I needed a second hole also up here in the background. So I'll probably cut the background first. So I need to save this small piece. And there we have this. It doesn't look like much right now. There's this piece as well. So I'm going to make some marks on this thinner piece that actually goes back behind this piece here. All right, I've drawn my shape on here. I've drilled a hole. And here is this shape that I have cut out. I need to do some cleanup on these, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, so this is the back piece. I don't know if I said this earlier. This is actually, I believe, sweet gum. And it's way wetter than I thought it was inside, so this may not glue together very well, but this is the back piece. Then we have the next piece, which goes on top of that. And if we line everything up, get this. Okay, and of course, here's a big piece that will be glued in front of that. Be glued in front of it like this. Piece I cut out. Then we have the back piece. Have to line everything up. So now we have like a 3D effect back in there. And if we put the face back on, you get to see the whole effect here. So let me see if I can get this glued together. I don't have any Titebond 3, so I'm going to see if some Star Bond might hold it together. All right, this Star Bond is really good stuff. So there you go. I got a little bit of glue out in the surface there. All right, we got to put the stone back in its spot. And I guess we all have recognized what this is. Scene of the empty tomb where Jesus rose from the dead and left an empty tomb behind since it's Easter. All right, so the next thing I need to do is get the bark pieces, and I'm going to glue those on real quick. And that's it, glued together. All of the bark is back on. I did take it back to the bandsaw and kind of flattened the bottom a little better. It was a little bit wobbly. Evened up the ends here. So, but there you go. There's a empty tomb scene. Made from a sweet gum limb. Well, there you have our project for episode 20 of Scrolling Through Monday. It is a empty tomb scene for Easter. This is actually the second one of these that I have made. The first one was from a tulip poplar. And this is the, of course, 3 crosses on a hill. It's done the same way, only this only has the front part, the actual hill with the crosses on it. That's this section, and then the back section. So I wanted to do something different here. As you can see, this is a better end of it. You can see that there's several layers there. The front, the tomb, the back mountains, and then the backdrop itself. So kind of a layered situation there. Well, I really appreciate you spending your time with me today here in the shop. This is episode 20. I believe that I'm going to call this quits on the Scrolling Through Mondays. It seems like I've been doing a lot of scrolling just during the week, and I'm just going to do scroll saw projects and release those as they come about. I'll still do the Saturday project, which I didn't do one this Saturday. Just something a little different. It's getting warm outside. We're getting ready to start camping. There's a lot of things I need to do on our house as far as getting back on replacing our siding and whatnot. So I really appreciate you sticking through these 20 weeks of Scrolling Through Monday. It's unbelievable that I did 20 of these. But I'm not going to give up or stop doing scroll saw projects. You're going to see those. And I really appreciate all of your support. I've gained quite a bit of subscribers through all of this, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of learning the scroll saw, and me giving you the things that I have learned along the way. There's more to come. This is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. I have fallen in love with the scroll saw and what you can do with it. And over these 20 weeks, I have tried to go from simple projects and kind of showcase what the scroll saw can do. And using the scroll saw on a piece of raw wood like this, it's just unbelievable. There's so many patterns you can come up with, and I've gotten into that too. And so I really appreciate everybody sticking through these 20 weeks with me. And if you've watched all 20 of them, leave a comment down below and tell me which one you liked the most. Maybe I could go back and do something similar to some of those. Please comment. It really helps me here on YouTube. Give us a like if you really enjoyed this episode, number 20 of Scrolling Through Monday. And I will see you on the next video.